Hare Krishna, welcome to the session on Jagannathastakam. We will recite Jagannathastakam and have some discussion. Sri Adi Shankaracharya Virachita Jagannathastakam. Kadachit kalindi tata vipina sangeeta karavo
Kadachit kalindi tata vipina sangeeta karavo
Mudha bhiri nari vadana kamala swada madhupa
Mudha bhiri nari vadana kamala swada madhupa
Rama Shambhu Brahma Marapati Ganesharchita Pado
Rama Shambhu Brahma Marapati Ganesharchita Pado
Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu Me
Jagannatha Swami Nayana Pathagami Bhavatu Me
Bujhe Savye Venum Shirasi Shiki Pincham Katitate
Bhuje savye venum shirasi shiki pincham katate
Dukulam Netrante Sahachara Kataksham Vidadate
Dukulam netrante sahachara kataksham vidadate
Sada Shrimad Vrindavana Vasati Leela Parichayo
Sada Srimad Vasati Leela Parichayo
Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu Me
Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu Me
Mahambodhe Stire Kanakaruchire Neelashikare
Mahambodhe stire kanakaruchire nilashikare
Vasan Prasadhanta Sahaja Balabhadrena Bhalina
Vasan prasadanta sahaja balabhadrena balina
Subhadra Madhyastha Sakala Suraseva Vasarado
Subhadra madhyastha sakala suraseva vasarado
Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu Me
Jagannatha Swami Nayana Pathagami Bhavatu Me
Kripa Paravara Sajala Jalada Shreni Ruchiro
Krupa Paravara Sajala Shreni Ruchiro
Ramavani Rama Spuradamala Pankeruhamukha
Ramavani Rama Spradamalapanke Ruhamukaha
Surendrairadhya Shruti Ganashika Gita Charito
Surendra Shruti Ganasika Gita Charito
Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu Me
Jagannatha Swami Nayana Pathagami Bhavatu Me
Ratharudo Gachan Patimilita Bhudeva Patalai
Ratharudo Gachan Pratimilita Bhudeva Patalai
Tuti Pradhurbhavam Pratipadamupakarnya Sadaya
Tuti Pradurbhavam
दया सिन्धुर्बन्धु सकल जगता सिन्धुसुतया
दया सिन्धुर्बन्धु सकल जगता सिन्धुसुतया
जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयनपथगामी भवतु मे
जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयनपथगामी भवतु मे
परब्रह्मा पीडा कुवलयदलोत्पुल्लनयनो
परब्रह्मा पीडा कुवलयदलोत्फुल्लनयनो
निवासी नीलाद्रौ निहितचरणोऽनन्तशिरसि
निवासी नीलाद्रौ निहितचरणोऽनन्तशिरसि
रसानन्दो राधा सरसवपुरालिङ्गनसखो
रसानन्दो राधा सरसवपुरालिङ्गनसखो
जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयनपथगामी भवतु मे
जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयनपथगामी भवतु मे
न वै याचे राज्यं न च कनक-māṇिक्य-विभवम्
न वै याचे राज्यं न च कनक-māṇिक्य-विभवम्
न याचेऽहं रम्यां निखिलजनकाम्यां वरवधूम्
न याचेऽहं रम्यां निखिलजनकाम्यां वरवधूम्
सदा काले काले प्रमथपतिना गीतचरितो
सदा काले काले प्रमदपतिना गीतचरितो
जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयनपथगामी भवतु मे
जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयनपथगामी भवतु मे
हरत्वं संसारं धृततरमसारं सुरपते
हरत्वं संसारं धृततरमसारं सुरपते
हरत्वं पापानां विततिमपरां याधवपते
हरत्वं पापानां विततिमपरां यादवपते
अहो दीनो नाते निहितचरणो निश्चितमिदम्
अहो दीनो नाथे निहितचरणो निश्चितमिदम्
जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयनपथगामी भवतु मे
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 जगन्नाथाष्टकं पुण्यं यः पठेत् प्रयतः शुचिः सर्वपापविशुद्धात्मा विष्णुलोकं स गच्छति
जगन्नाथाष्टकं पुण्यं प्रयतः शुचिः सर्वपापविशुद्धात्मा विष्णुलोकं स गच्छति
इति श्रीमच्छङ्कराचार्य विरचितं जगन्नाथाष्टकं सम्पूर्णम्
इति श्रीमच्छङ्कराचार्य विरचितं जगन्नाथाष्टकं सम्पूर्णम्
Okay. So yesterday we discussed shloka number 6.
Today's shloka konjam kastamemo Prabhuji.
నాకేమొద్దు, ధనమొద్దు, ఇల్లొద్దు, అదేనా?
Prabhuji, nacha kanaka.
ఓ బంగారం, బంగారం కూడా వద్దు. బంగారం వద్దు, వజ్ర వైడూర్యాలు కావాలని అని అర్థం అనమాట అక్కడ.
ఓ అయితే ఈ శ్లోకం బాగా ప్రాక్టీస్.
So yesterday we discussed shloka number 6. Parabrahma pīdā kuvalayadalotpullanayano nivāsī nīlādhrau nihita charano nanta shirasi rasanando radha sarasavapurālinghana-sako Jagannathastakam Meaning bhavatu me. He is the crown jewel of the supreme absolute truth, and his eyes are like fully blossomed petals of a blue lotus. He resides in Nilachala, and his lotus feet are placed on the heads of Ananta Deva. Overwhelmed by the bliss of loving mellows, he becomes happy by embracing the rasa filled form of Srimati Radharani. May that Lord Jagannatha Swami become visible before my eyes. If you look at this picture, that beautiful picture there, if you remember this picture, you will remember the meaning of this entire shloka. What do you see here? You see Krishna in Madhurya Bhava and Jagannath in Aishwarya Bhava. So this is a special form. Jagannath form is the special, most special form. This is the crest jewel, crown jewel, Chudamani Rupam. Parabrahma Apida. Parabrahma Apida. This Rupam of Jagannath, it is the decoration for the absolute truth, for Parabrahma Tattvam. Because externally he is in Aishwarya Bhava, internally he is in Madhurya Bhava. So not everyone can understand. Only when people have that jignasa to understand, or people who are blessed, who have some sukriti, only they will understand. Otherwise, just people will consider Jagannath form in Aishwarya Bhava, and they will worship with awe and reverence. So during this shloka, we discussed yesterday how he is the crown jewel Chudamani for the Parabrahma Tattvam, and his eyes are like fully blossomed. His eyes are so big, like fully blossomed lotus petals. And he eternally resides in Nilachala Parvata, placing his feet on the head of Ananta Shesha. So that is Aishwarya Bhava. And then the next line, third line, describes the Madhurya Bhava. Rasanando Radha Sarasa Vapurālingana Sukho. Like how Krishna experiences the highest form of ecstasy in Madhurya Rasa with Radharani. So here the main keyword of this third line is Alingana, embracing, Krishna embracing Radharani. So Jayadeva Goswami, you all know about Jayadeva Goswami, who has written Ashtapadi, Jayadeva Ashtapadi, popularly known as Jayadeva Ashtapadi. I believe there are 12 different sets Each set has Ashtakam. Each set has 8 shlokas. So totally it is about 96 to 100 shlokas, explaining primarily this Madhurya Leela, Madhurya Rasa. Just like how Bilvamangal Thakur, Leela Shuka Bilvamangal Thakur, in Krishna Karnamritam, he glorifies Krishna's Balya Leela. Like that, Jayadeva Goswami in his Ashtapadi, Jayadeva Ashtapadi, he glorifies Madhurya Leela, Krishna's intimate pastimes with gopis and especially Radharani. So in that Jayadeva Ashtapadi, Jayadeva Goswami writes two most important, the crust jewel shlokas, the Chudamani shlokas. One shloka that was actually written by Lord Krishna himself, and another shloka actually sung by Krishna. Jayadeva Goswami was supposed to write, but he could not write. So I'll explain what is that. And Krishna came and filled that. Krishna came and wrote it. And another time when Jayadeva Goswami was singing one shloka, he could not sing it, and then Krishna came and sang it. Okay, so let's look at the first one first. The first one is a shloka which was written by Krishna himself. So once it happens that Jayadeva Goswami and his wife Padmavati, Jayadeva Goswami was writing some shloka in which it is described, or Jayadeva Goswami wants to describe that Radharani, that Krishna is asking Radharani to place her foot, to place her lotus feet, or to place her lotus foot, one foot, on the head of Krishna. Who is asking this? Krishna himself is asking. Krishna himself is asking Radharani, O Radhe, please place your Charana Kamala on my Shiras. So first Jayadeva Goswami thought about this. How do these acharyas write these shlokas? They meditate and they see the Leela in their heart. Just like Satyavrata Muni, who wrote Damodarashtakam. So when he was meditating, he saw entire Damodar Leela, and then he wrote it down. Similarly, Ramayana, Valmiki, how did Valmiki write Ramayana? He was meditating, and then he saw entire Ramayana Leela as if it was happening in front of his eyes. That's why Ramayana is called what is that word? I'm not getting.
Kavyam.
Kaka.
Kavyam.
Purana, some Purana. There is some one word before Purana. I'm forgetting that word. Basically, that word tells that it happened like this, just like how it happened. Itihasa. It's a simple word. Itihasa. Itihasa Purana. In Sanskrit, iti means like this. Hasa means happened. It happened like this. Itihasa Purana. So Valmiki, simply by closing his eyes, meditating, he was able to see entire Ramayana Leela happening in front of his eyes. So like that, Jayadeva Goswami, he meditated and he saw the Leela, the Madhurya Leela and Rasa Leela especially. And he wanted to write it down. As Krishna was asking Radharani to place her lotus feet on his head, Jayadeva Goswami wanted to write it. But he paused for a second. How can I write it? I'm not qualified to write this shloka. How can I write saying that Krishna bending his head down in front of Radharani and asking Radharani to place her charan kamal on his head? How can I write? I'm not qualified. I cannot write this. In fact, he wrote and then he striked it off. And then he went out. So he closed the book for that day and then he went out. And after some time, Krishna came in the form of Jayadeva Goswami. He came home and Padmavati, who is his wife, he was at home and he was getting ready to serve lunch for Jayadeva Goswami. So now this time Krishna came as Jayadeva Goswami. So Padmavati served lunch to Krishna, who is sitting as Jayadeva Goswami. And then Krishna ate lunch and then Krishna said, "Oh Padmavati, in the morning I was trying to write this shloka, but I could not. So can you bring that book? I want to complete that." And then Padmavati brings that, and then Krishna he writes that shloka, and then Krishna leaves. And then in the evening, the actual husband Jayadeva Goswami comes back home, and then after some time, Jayadeva Goswami he asks Padmavati to bring that book, and he says, "Maybe I want to write that shloka. I could not write in the morning, but maybe I want to write it down." Padmavati says, "Oh Swami," I mean, those days wives would call husbands as Swami, right? So Padmavati is calling her own husband as, "Oh Swami, you already wrote it. In the afternoon, when you came home for lunch, you already wrote it. Now, why are you saying you want to write it?" Jayadeva Goswami said, "I came in the afternoon and I wrote it. No, I'm coming now only. I left the home in the morning and I'm coming back now only. And I did not write anything. In the morning I wanted to write, but I could not. It's a very esoteric shloka. I thought I'm not qualified, but maybe Krishna inspired me now and I want to write it, because otherwise the Ashtapadi book will be incomplete." And Padmavati says, Padmavati brings that book and shows it to her husband. "Look, you have written it. The shloka is there." And then Jayadeva Goswami could understand everything, what has happened. Rivers of tears drip down from his eyes. And then Jayadeva Goswami falls at the feet of Padmavati and says, "Hey Padmavati, you are so fortunate. Do you know who came in the afternoon and wrote this shloka? It is none other than Sri Krishna himself came and wrote this shloka, and you are so fortunate. You are more fortunate than me that the Swami gave darshan to you." And then Padmavati starts shedding tears. So together they both share that joyful moments. And then Jayadeva Goswami actually, I think in the next shloka or somewhere, he writes a shloka glorifying Padmavati. Glorifying Padmavati's devotion. That how fortunate Padmavati is that Krishna gave darshan to her. Jayadeva Goswami did not get darshan, but Padmavati got darshan. So that is one, wonderful shloka. So I'll sing that shloka. स्मरगरलकण्ठनं मम शिरसि मण्डनं देहि पदपल्लवम् उदारम् ज्वलति मयि दारुणो मदनकदनारुणो हरतु तदुपाहितविकारम् स्मरगरलखण्डनं मम शिरसि मण्डनम्. Smaragarala-khandanam mama shirasi mandanam. Krishna is telling this to Radharani. Krishna wrote this shloka personally. Mama shirasi mandanam. Mandanam means decorate. Mama shirasi mandanam. O Devi, Radharani, or Hey Radhe, O Devi, please decorate my head with pada pallavam udharam. Pada pallavam. Pada means your foot. Pada pallavam. Pallavam means let me read the translation. Your feet, which are beautiful and delicate as fresh blossoms, can cure the heart from the agonizing poison of passionate love. Please place these lotus feet as an ornament upon my head. The fierce fire of Cupid's desire is burning within me. Let your merciful feet take away this painful affliction. So Pada Pallava means lotus feet. Pallava, like Kamala, Pallava is also lotus. Place your lotus feet on my head and decorate. Smaragarala Khandanam Mama Shirasi Mandanam Dehi Pada Pallavam Udaram Jvalati Mai Dharuno Madana Kadanaruno Haratutad Upahita Vikaram. So this is the shloka Krishna wrote personally. And then that has nothing to do with the discussion that we had yesterday. But the second shloka written by, which is, these two shlokas are iconic shlokas in the entire Jayadeva Ashtapadi. These two are iconic epic shlokas. You will see Jayadeva Ashtapadis being used in Kuchipudi dances. The Kuchipudi dance is full of expressions with expressions with eyes and different gestures. So yeah, Shamala, you wanted to say something?
Yes, Prabhuji. As you said, Kuchipudi, like on Sunday, I went to one Arangetram. So whatever the concept now you are saying, like Krishna was asking Radharani to keep her feet on his
On his
head.
head.
Yeah. Same theme, they performed, that girl performed one song, Prabhuji, and they also announced that Jayadeva Ashtapadi only.
Oh, okay. Oh, it happened on Saturday this weekend?
Sunday, Prabhuji.
Sunday.
It happened on Sunday.
Okay.
And it was a very beautiful performance, Prabhuji.
Very
Very,
nice.
very beautiful. Yeah.
Very nice.
I just remember that, so I wanted to share that.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Previously, I attended some Kuchipudi Rangapraveshams where different Ashtapadis were being recited and the girl was dancing. So it's very beautiful. So the second shloka is related to the discussion that we had yesterday. Rasanando Radha Sarasava Lingana Sukho. Like how Krishna experiences the peaks of joy, the highest ecstasy, highest form of ecstasy when he embraced Radharani. So Jayadev Goswami, so those days, in addition to writing, Jayadev Goswami, in addition to writing the Ashtapadis in his book means maybe palm leaves, right? What he would do is, he would go to a tailor shop and recite these Ashtapadi shlokas. And the tailor, they would stitch the song on the sari. On the sari or a big piece of cloth, and that cloth is used to to dress up Jagannath in Jagannath Puri. So this is another shloka where Jayadev Goswami is describing how Krishna embraces Radharani and that intimate ecstasy of joy. So he thinks in his mind, until that time he was reciting other shlokas. Before this he was reciting other shlokas, and then as soon as he comes to this particular shloka, he was thinking about this shloka in his mind. He could not sing, but he fainted. Just thinking about this shloka, he fainted, and then he could not sing it further, and the stitching of the cloth is stopped. And then that time Krishna comes in the form of Haridas. In the villages and especially villages, you will see Haridas dressing in saffron color clothes and holding some rice bowl on top of the head, and then they keep on playing what do you call this, some kartal kind of instrument. They keep on చిడతలు అంటే ఇంగ్లీష్లో ఏమంటారు మరి దాన్ని కానీ some kind of instrument. They keep on doing like this, and it makes some rhythmic sound. So as he was so Krishna comes in that form of Haridas, and then he stops at this tailor shop, and then he starts singing. Krishna starts singing these Ashtapadis, the shlokas before this. And then the tailor hears this, and he asks, "Who are you? I have never seen you." And then Krishna says, "I am Krishna Dev. I am the brother of Jayadev." The tailor asks, "Jayadev has a brother? I never knew it." "Oh, don't you know? Yes, Jayadev has brother. I am his brother. My name is Krishna Dev." And because he is also singing Ashtapadis, the tailor believed it. So then Krishna sings the few shlokas before this iconic shloka, and then he completes this shloka also, where it is described how Krishna embraces Radharani. And then Krishna sings those shlokas and he leaves. And then after some time, actual Jayadev Goswami, he wakes up. He wakes up and the tailor asks, "So are you okay, Jayadev Goswami? Are you okay? What happened?" Then Jayadev Goswami tells, "That shloka I could not recite. That's why I fainted. It has esoteric meaning. I could not recite that. Anyway, you can stitch from the next shloka onwards. We can skip this shloka and stitch from the next shloka." Then the tailor says, "No, we don't have to skip it. I have already stitched it. Your brother Krishna Dev came and he recited." "My brother? I don't even have a brother." So then this time Jayadev Goswami, again, he could understand what has happened. So like that 2 times, Krishna personally came and completed the shlokas. So this is the type of joy that Krishna experiences in Madhurya Rasa. And then Jayadeva Goswami writes beautiful Viraha Geetams. Beautiful Viraha Geetams, like how Gopis and Radharani, they feel separation from Krishna when Krishna left from Rasa Leela, or when Krishna left Vrindavan for 100 years and lived in Dwaraka and Mathura, how Radharani and Gopis, how they experienced Vipralamba Bhava, feelings of separation from Krishna. And at the same time, there in Dwaraka and Mathura, how Krishna was feeling separation from Vrindavan. So these Viraha Geetams, Jayadeva Goswami writes in his Ashtapadis. There are two famous Viraha Geetams. One sung by Radharani and the other one counterpart sung by Krishna. The one sung by Radharani is Savirahe Tavadhina. For all those Telugu people, this song was there in Vipra Narayana movie, a very old movie, Nageshwar Rao and Savitri. It's actually from Jayadeva Ashtapadis. And then the counterpart, how Krishna experiences his separation from Radharani. That is Priye Charushile. Priye Charushile.
This is the same song, Prabhuji, that girl performed.
Which one? Priye Charushile?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So actually, the same Viraha Geetam, because that shloka where Krishna asks to place Radharani's foot on his head. Why did he ask Radharani like that? Because he was feeling the heat of separation from Radharani, and he tells to Radharani, this is all in his dream, in his imagination, right? Actually, Radharani is not in front of him. It's all in his dream. So Krishna, not dream, his imagination. Krishna was imagining and asking Radharani that, hey Radhe, O Devi, I'm feeling the heat of separation from you, and the only thing that can cool me off is placing your Charan Kamal on my head. Yeah, the same song actually, same Viraha Geetam, Priye Charushile. Priye Charushile, and then this line comes there. Smaragarala Kandanam, Mama Shirasi Mandanam, Dehi Pada Pallava Mudharam. That one. So you can look up on YouTube and hear these two Viraha Geetams. Savirahe Tavadina, Priye Charushile. Okay. With that, we will we'll go to the next shloka today. Jagannathastakam, shloka number 7. Na vai yāce rājyam na ca kanaka-māṇikya-vibhavam.
Na
yāce rājyam na ca kanaka-māṇikya-vibhavam.
Na yāceham ramyam sakala-jana-kāmyam varavadhūm.
Na yāceham ramyam
sakala-jana-kāmyam varavadhūm.
Sada kale kale pramadpatina gita-charito.
Sada
kale kale pramadpatina gita-charito.
Jagannathaswami nayanapatagami bhavatu me.
Jagannathaswami
padagami bhavatu me.
I do not pray for a kingdom, nor for gold, rubies, or wealth. I do not ask for a beautiful wife desired by all men. My only prayer is that Lord Jagannatha, whose glories are always sung by Lord Shiva, be the constant object of my vision. Pramadapatina. Pramadapati. Pramadapati means Lord Shiva. Pramadagana. Pramadagana means like Ganesha and all other associates. And the head of that Pramadagana is Pramadapati, that is Lord Shiva. So basically Pramada means the army. Like Ganesha is Vigna Vinashaka Sevak. In the army of Vishwaksena. So he is the Ganesha is also one of the members. And Lord Shiva is the super head of this entire Pramadagana. Okay, so here the word Pramadapati means Lord Shiva. So Adi Shankaracharya, after describing Jagannatha or Krishna's Aishwarya Leela and Madhurya Leela, and the one before this, the 6th shloka, the topmost form of Madhurya Leela, the Rasa Leela. After describing that, then what else can be more higher than that? Madhurya Rasa itself is the topmost of all the rasas. Madhurya Rasa includes the 4 other rasas. Madhurya Rasa includes Shanta Rasa, Dasya Rasa, Sakhya Rasa, Vatsalya Rasa. And within that Madhurya Rasa, or within that spectrum of Madhurya Leela, Rasa Leela is the topmost one. It is mentioned how long Krishna performed Rasa Leela? For 1 day of Brahma. For 1 day of Brahma. What is 1 day of Brahma? 311 trillion years divided by 100. That is 3 trillion years. 1 day of Brahma is 3 trillion years. So that much long Krishna performed Rasa Leela. This is the highest form of Madhurya Leela. So after describing all those Leelas, Adi Shankaracharya, now he is saying, now after hearing all of that, after hearing how Krishna holding a flute on the banks of Yamuna river, how he plays the flute, and after hearing about Krishna's Balya Leela, how he plays with his Gopabai friends, how much he loves the cows and calves, and what type of Vatsalya Sneha he experiences from Yashodamma and Nanda Baba. And after hearing about the Makkanchor Leelas of Krishna, after hearing all this, will anyone desire for anything else? Will anyone desire for any other material benefits? No. That is the theme of this shloka, 7th shloka. So word to word meaning: na, not; why, certainly; yāce, pray; rājyam, kingdom; na, not; cha, also; kanaka, gold; māṇikya, rubies; vibhavam, wealth; na, not; yāce, pray; aham, I; rājyam, beautiful; sakala, all; jana, men; kamyam, desired; varavadhum, excellent wife; sada, always; kale, time after time; pramadapatina, by Lord Shiva; Gita, sung; charito, glories; Jagannatha, Lord of the universe; Swami, master; Nayana patagami, visible to my eyes. Bhavatu, may he become, may, my. So, Navai yāce rājyam. I do not want any kingdom. I do not want any power. I do not want any name and fame, power and prestige. Nacha kanaka-māṇikya-vibhavam. I do not want wealth. Nayāceham ramyam. Sakala jana kamyam varavadu. I do not want beautiful wife. My only prayer is that for all times, sada kale kale, sada kale kale, may that Jagannatha Swami be in the vision of my eyes. That Jagannatha Swami, whose glories are sung by Lord Shiva. Now, who is Adi Shankaracharya? He is none other than Lord Shiva himself. So, that's why he is indicating Lord Shiva's name here. Sada kale kale pramadapatina gita charito Jagannatha Swami nayana patagami bhavatu me. So Adi Shankaracharya is saying that that Ishvara, that Maheshwara, Lord Shiva himself, he is singing the glories of Krishna. That means we should also sing. We should also sing and we should remember him. May that Jagannatha Swami be in the vision of my eyes. So he doesn't want rājyam, he doesn't want kanaka-māṇikyam, he doesn't want varavadum. So we see similar prayers from different acharyas. Our most beloved Kulashekara Alvar in Mukundamala Stotra, he also writes something similar to this. Naham vande tava charanayor dvandvamadvanvaheto kumbhipakam gurumapi hare narakam napanetum ramya rama mridutanulata nandanena Bhave bhave hridaya bhavane bhavayeyam bhavantam. So in this shloka also Kulashekara Alvar is praying something similar to that. That I am not asking for the remembrance of your lotus feet. Naham vande tavacharan. I am not offering pranama to your lotus feet, desiring to get out of this duality. Dvandvam advandva heto. That is not the reason for my offering pranam to your lotus feet. My desire is not to get rid of this duality, happiness and distress, good and bad, victory and defeat, honor and insult. My goal is not to escape from these dualities. My desire is also not to escape the Kumbhipakam punishments from hellish planets. Kumbhipakam ghurumapi hare narakam napanetum. Nor do I want to go to heavenly planets and dance with the apsaras. Ramya Rama Mridu Tanulata in Nandana garden. Nandhanena pirantum. So I do not have any of these desires. My only desire is Bhave bhave hridaya bhavane bhavayeyam bhavantam. Lifetime after lifetime, I want to remember you in my heart, in the palace of my heart, in the temple of my heart. I want to remember you all the time. Bhave bhave hridaya bhavane bhavayeyam bhavantam. Another shloka from Mukundamala Stotra. Nasta dharmena vasunichaye naiva kamopabhoge yadbhavyam tadbhavatu bhagavan purvakarmanurupam etat prarthyam mama bahumatam janma janmantarepi tvatpadhamboruha yugagata nischala bhaktirastu. I do not desire any wealth. According to my previous karma, whatever has to come in this lifetime, let it come. If I am destined to enjoy, if I am destined to get some happiness, so be it. If I am destined to get some punishment, so be it. Yad bhavyam tad bhavatu bhagavan purva karmanu rupam. Etat prarthyam mama bahumatam. My only wish, the only gift that I am asking from you is janma janmantarepi, lifetime after lifetime, tvat padhamboruha yugagata nischala bhaktirastu. May I always have uninterrupted devotion serving your lotus feet. Tvat padhamboruha yugagata nischala bhaktirastu. Please give me nischala bhakti, unalloyed devotion, ananya bhakti, ekanta bhakti. Another shloka in Mukundamala Stotra. Diviva bhuviva mamastu vaso narakeva narakantaka prakamam avadhirita sharadara vindau charanau te maranepi chintayami. Whether I live in heaven, on earth or in hell, O destroyer of Narakasura, I pray that even at the time of death, I may remember your lotus feet, which defy the beauty of autumn lotuses. So wherever I live, heavenly planets, earthly planet, hellish planets, I have no desire other than remembering your lotus feet. Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatume. May that Jagannatha Swami always be in the path of my vision. May that Jagannatha Swami always be in my smriti. So, there are more devotees from Bhagavatam who also have prayed something similar to this, something similar to what Adi Shankaracharya has prayed, similar to what Kulshekhara Alvar has prayed. So let's look at some of those. Now here is a very, very interesting prayer by Prithu Maharaj in Bhagavatam. This is a story from Bhagavatam, 4th canto. Prithu Maharaj, he performs a great sacrifice, yajna. And upon completion of that yajna, Vishnu gives darshan to Prithu Maharaj. Vishnu appears. And Vishnu asks Prithu Maharaj to desire for a boon, to ask for a boon. Vishnu says, I am very pleased with your yajna. You can ask me anything. I will fulfill your desire. Then somebody sent a message. Hundredth yajna.
అంటే ఇంద్రుడు వచ్చి అతని అశ్వాన్ని తీసుకెళ్లిపోతాడు. పృథు మహారాజు కుమారులు వెళ్ళి తీసుకొస్తానంటే పనిష్ చేస్తానంటే వద్దంటాడు, వదిలేయమంటాడు. అప్పుడు విష్ణువు ప్రత్యక్షం అవుతాడు. అప్పుడు ఇంద్రుడు కూడా వచ్చి తను ఏంటంటే అతను 100 యజ్ఞాలు పూర్తి చేసేస్తే ఇతను ఇంద్రుడు అయిపోతాడేమో తీసుకెళ్ళిపోతాడు. ఆ ఏమి వద్దంటాడు, శిక్షించద్దంటాడు. కానీ ఇంద్రుడే పశ్చాత్తాపంతో వచ్చేస్తాడు. బట్ మీరు చెప్పినప్పుడు విష్ణు హ్యాస్ గివెన్ సమ్ బోన్స్.
Okay, so Vishnu asks Prithu Maharaj to ask for a boon. So let us see what Prithu Maharaj has asked for. न कामयेनाथ तदप्यहं क्वचिन्न यत्र यस्मश्चरणाम्बुजासवा महत्तमान्तर्मदयान्मुखन्तो विध्वस्तकं विधत्स्वकर्णा युतमेष मे नरः मे वरः. So what is he asking? Oh my dear Lord, I therefore do not wish to have the benediction of merging into your existence, that is Brahma Jyoti. I do not want liberation where I will merge into your Brahma Jyoti, nor do I want a benediction in which there is no existence of the nectarian beverage of your lotus feet. That means I do not want a boon where I go to some loka and there is no opportunity to hear Krishna Katha. The nectarian beverage of your lotus feet. I want the benediction of at least 1 million years. For thus I may be able to hear about the glories of your lotus feet from the mouths of your pure devotees. So Prithu Maharaj is asking for 1 million years to hear about the glories of Krishna. Karnayutam. Karna means ears. The Sanskrit word ayutam means million. Ayutam. So Prithu Maharaj has rejected Kaivalya, Mukti. And he only asked for Bhakti. And more specifically, Shravana Bhakti. Shravananga Bhakti. The opportunity, the golden opportunity to hear the Krishna Katha with 1 million ears. Because Krishna Katha is Anantam. Vishnu is Anantam, Vishnu Katha is Anantam. Even if all the devotees of Krishna are discussing different leelas of Krishna simultaneously at the same time, for a period of the age of Brahma, 311 years, still they will not be able to complete describing the glories of Krishna. Because by the time they finish, Krishna would have performed another set of infinite leelas, which will take another 311 years, 11 trillion years to describe. So it is Anantam. That's why Prithu Maharaj is asking 1 million years, at least 1 million years to hear your Katha. Now, this is such an interesting desire, right? We should also aspire something like this. Now here is another devotee, Rupa Goswami. What is he asking for? He is asking, in addition to 1 million years, he is also asking for 1 million tongues to continuously sing the glories of Krishna and continuously hear the glories of Krishna, both. Just one pair of ears and one tongue is not sufficient to hear and sing the glories. Srimad Bhagavatam. The Krishna Katha described in Srimad Bhagavatam is so nectarian, so sweet, that there is a beautiful shloka in Srimad Bhagavatam. Nigama kalpataror galitam phalam shukamukadamrutadhrava samyutam pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavukaha. This is a ripened fruit. Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna Katha is compared to a ripened mango fruit. And that ripened sweet mango fruit is tasted by a parrot. That parrot's name is Shuka Mahamuni, Shukadeva Goswami. And it has become even more sweeter. When a parrot tastes any fruit, it becomes even more sweeter. So that Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna Katha, spoken from the lips of Shukadeva Goswami, is even more sweeter. So Prithu Maharaj is asking to hear such a sweet Krishna Katha with 1 million ears. Despite unlimited devotees speaking for unlimited time, they cannot completely finish describing the glories of the Supreme Lord. This infinite depth requires infinite ears. Sarita kavala inka kavala kanaka-māṇikya-vibhavam.
ప్రభు కృష్ణ కరుణామృతంలో 2.107 లో కూడా లీలాసుకుడు అంటాడు, నాకేం అక్కర్లేదు, ఒక చోట కూర్చుని నువ్వు భజించుకుంటే చాలు, ఈ సంధ్యావందనాలు అక్కర్లేదు, మీకు తర్పణాలు అక్కర్లేదు, పూజలు ఎక్కర్లేదు, ఒక మూల కూర్చుని నేను పూజించుకుంటే, నేను తలుచుకుంటే చాలంటాడు. 2.107.
2.107. Okay. Second Shwasa 107. Okay. So Prithu Maharaj reveals that the highest spiritual perfection is not the cessation of existence, but the awakening of an eternal dynamic relationship with the Supreme Lord through the simple transformative act of hearing. See, simply by hearing, you are establishing a relationship with Krishna. You are establishing a sambandha with Krishna. That is the power of hearing, which we have been doing every day in this call. Seek the association of pure devotees, drink deeply the nectarian beverage of Srimad Bhagavatam. There are more devotees who prayed like this. Let's look at some of them. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, after Prithu Maharaj, there are more devotees who asked for this ahaituki bhakti. Ahaituki apratihata. Ahaituki means without any desire. Apratihata, uninterrupted. Savai pumsan paro dharmo yato bhaktir adokshaje ahaituki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. Ahaituki, unmotivated, without any material desires. and apratihata, uninterrupted. Yayatma suprasidati. Yayatma, that soul will become super satisfied. Prasidati means satisfied. Suprasidati, super satisfied. Complete satisfaction of the soul is only when we perform ahaituki apratihata bhakti to that adokshaja. Savai pumsan paro dharmo, the highest dharma for human beings. Pumsan means human beings. Paro dharma, the highest dharma. What is that? Performing bhakti to adokshaja. Adokshaja is one of the names of Krishna or Vishnu. And how that bhakti should be? It should be without any desire, ahaituki, and without interruption, apratihata. Then a person will become satisfied. So this is the mood of the prayer. Adi Shankaracharya, Navai yāce rājyam. That shloka, 7th shloka. This is the mood. Ahaituki apratihata bhakti. Kulshekar Alvar, Prathu Maharaj, they're all praying like this. Here is another shloka. It's a prayer by Vritrasura. There are 4 shlokas of Vritrasura prayers, and in that, in one of the shlokas, Vritrasura is praying. Nanaka prishtam na cha parameshtyam na sarvabhumam na rasadhipatyam na yoga siddhirapurarbhavam va samanjasatva virahayyakankshe. Nanaka prishtam na cha parameshtyam na sarvabhaumam na rasadhipatyam na yoga siddhirapurarbhavam va samanjasatva virahayyakankshe. Nanaka prishtam, the heavenly planets. I do not desire to go to heavenly planets. Na parameshtyam, I do not want a topmost position like that of Brahma. Parameshti means Brahma Padavi. Na sarvabhaumam, I do not want sovereignship on the earth planet, to rule the earth planet. Na rasadhipatyam, rasa means rasatala, the patala loka. I do not want adhipatyam over lower planetary systems, patala lokas. Na yoga siddhir, I do not want mystic siddhis, mystic perfections. Apunar bhavam, I do not want liberation. Virahayya kankshe, samanjasatva virahayya kankshe. If I have to make a choice between you, association of you, or service to your lotus feet, O Krishna, if I have to make a choice between your lotus feet and between all these material benefits, I do not want any of these. I do not even want liberation. I want only you. I want to serve your lotus feet all the time. And then in the other shlokas, he asks to give service. Aham harer tava padaikamula dasanudaso bhavitasmi bhuya manusmaredasu pater gunamste karma karotu kayaha. Let me become dasanudas and serve your lotus feet. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Shikshastakam, he also prays something like this. न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवताद् भक्तिरहैतुकी त्वयि. Na dhanam, I do not want wealth. Na janam, I do not want followers. I do not want name and fame, power, prestige. Na sundarim, I do not want beautiful women. Kavitam, na kavitam, I do not want to be personally glorified by others using some poetry. What I want is Bhavatad Bhaktir Ahaituki Tvai. Mama Janmani Janmani Ishware. Lifetime after lifetime, birth after birth. I want to perform Ahaituki Bhakti. Another famous, very famous prayer by Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj meditated, he did tapasya for 6 months standing on one leg, 5-year-old boy. What was his goal? His goal was to get a kingdom greater than that of his grandfather Brahma, great grandfather Brahma. And after 6 months, Vishnu appeared. And Vishnu, as soon as he touched the conch shell onto the cheek of Dhruva, the entire knowledge transfer, transcendental knowledge transfer happened. And Dhruva's avidya is removed. And Dhruva started speaking all these glories. Sthanabhilashi tapasi stitoham tvam praptavan deva munindra guhyam kachan vichinvan api divya ratnam swamin krutartosmi varam na yāce. O my Lord, what I was aspiring for is broken pieces of glass. Kacham. Kacham means broken glasses. I was searching for broken glasses. But only now I have realized that I have received this Divya Ratnam, the supreme jewel of your darshan and the supreme jewel of this transcendental knowledge. Now my ignorance is destroyed, my avidya is removed. I do not aspire for any material benefits. I am so satisfied that I do not wish to ask any benediction from you. So initially we may have material desires, but as we perform bhakti, as we chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, as we chant and recite different stuti stotrams, Krishna purifies our heart. And as we take darshan of Krishna in the temple, Krishna purifies our heart. And eventually we will get rid of this desire. See, when we are reciting these slokams, Nasta dharme navasu nichaye, that shloka of Kulshekar Alvar, or this Thana Bilashi tapasi stitoham. Do we really mean? Is it coming from our heart? No. Right now we are just reciting these shlokas. We don't really mean it. Even though we are saying Na vai yāce rājyam na ca kanaka-māṇikya-vibhavam. Even though we are singing that, but inside our heart we want kanaka-māṇikya-vibhavam. But what happens is, as we keep on reciting these shlokas, as we keep on saying these prayers, even though we don't mean it, Krishna will think that, oh, poor person. Even though he doesn't mean it, but he's saying this all the time. So let me actually make it happen. So then Krishna will purify our desire and we'll come to a stage where we actually don't desire for any of those kanaka-māṇikya-vibhavam, but we only want his smriti. We only want Bhagavat Smarana. Now another famous, beautiful shloka of Prahlada, beautiful prayer of Prahlada. Yadi dasyasi me kaman varamstvam varadharshava kamanam hridyasamroham bhavatastu vrine varam. Now here's the interesting prayer of Prahlada. What is he saying? O my Lord, best of the givers of benediction, if at all you want to bestow a desirable benediction upon me, then I pray from your Lordship that within the core of my heart there be no material desire. So the desire that Prahlada is asking is not to have any desire. That is the desire he is asking. Because after Prahlada sang Narsimha Stotram and pacified Narsimha Stotram and the Narsimha prayers, the Prahlada prayers, Prahlada Stuti, Narsimha Swami was pacified. Here the AI tool put Krishna's picture instead of Narsimha Swami. But it is Narsimha Swami. Maybe because he's pacified, now it's a Shamasundara, peaceful form of Krishna. So the desire is not to have any desire. This is an interesting prayer by Prahlad. So like that, from different devotees, we see this kind of prayer where they do not want any material benefit, but they only want the remembrance of the lotus feet of Krishna. Because that is the only thing that gives satisfaction to the soul. Actually, in the Prahlada prayers, Prahlada tells to Krishna, Prahlada tells to Narsimha Swami that, oh my Lord, I have seen how the material opulence, how it can destroy a person. I have seen in my own home. In case of my father Hiranyakashipu, I have seen how the material opulence or the desire for material opulence, material desires can destroy a person. My father had the power to control the movements of Indra, Chandra, Agni, Vayu simply by the movement of his eyebrows. Hiranyakashipu would move his eyebrows in one direction, and the Devatas, Indra, Chandra, Agni, Varuna, Vayu, they will understand that instruction. And then they will come and wash clothes in Hiranyakashipu's home. That Varuna Dev, who is showering rain in the entire universe, he comes and washes clothes in the house of Hiranyakashipu. Simply at the move of eyebrows by Hiranyakashipu. So Prahlada explains all this to Krishna, to Narsimha Swami. Even though my father had such a great power to control the movements of Devatas, but what happened? In the end, he was destroyed by you. So that's why I do not want material benefits. I only have a desire by which you give me a benediction not to have any desire, not to have any material desire. Prahlad also says in those prayers, because I have grown up seeing the opulence of my father. So maybe there are some impressions, some vasanas in my mind, and I may be tempted at any time in the future. There is a possibility that I may be tempted by those desires. That's why you give me, if at all you want to give me any benediction boon, if you want to give me any varam, the only desire I am asking, that make me desire less, so that I will not have any desire for material benefits. Okay. So this is the mood of the prayer by Adi Shankaracharya in the 7th shloka. We have one more shloka, 8th shloka, that we will discuss tomorrow. And with that we will complete Jagannathastakam. So that will be Thursday. And Friday we will discuss the Falashruti for 5-10 minutes. And then we will do a recap, a revision of all the 8 shlokas. So by the end of this week, we will complete Jagannatha Katha. And next week, we'll be back to our own sweet Mukundamala Stotra. So whole of next week, we'll spend on Mukundamala Stotra. And then we'll see some new topic. Even I haven't thought about any other new topic. So I need to spend some time and think which topic to start. Okay, any questions, comments, reflections, anyone?
ప్రభుజీ మీరు పాదాలనే పూజిస్తే చాలు, నీ పాదాలే నేను సేవిస్తే చాలు అన్నారు. అంటే మొత్తం రూపాన్ని సేవించాల్సిన అవసరం లేదంటారా?
అంటే ఆయన పాదాలని సేవిస్తే ఫస్ట్ పాదాలతో స్టార్ట్ చేయాలి కదా. ఇప్పుడు దర్శనం చేసుకునేటప్పుడు కూడా పాద దర్శనం ఫస్ట్. ఇప్పుడు సౌత్ ఇండియా టెంపుల్స్లో, శ్రీ వైష్ణవ టెంపుల్స్లో ఆరతి, స్వామివారికి ఆరతి, మంగళారతి ఇచ్చేటప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ పాదాలతోటి మొత్తం లైట్లన్నీ ఆఫ్ చేస్తారు. పాదాల దగ్గర నుంచి దర్శనం, పాద దర్శనం దగ్గర నుంచి స్టార్ట్ చేస్తారు. చేసి తర్వాత ఒక్కొక్క అంగము అలాగా చరణ కమలం నుంచి ముఖ కమలం వరకు దర్శనం ఉంటుంది. ఆ ఆరతి వెలుగులోనే చరణ దర్శనం నుంచి ముఖ దర్శనం వరకు వెళ్తారు. అదొక మీనింగ్. పాదాలని సేవించడము అంటే అదొక మీనింగ్. అంటే ఫస్ట్ పాదాలతోటి స్టార్ట్ చేస్తే సేవ, తర్వాత ఆయన అన్ని రకాల సేవలు ఇస్తాడు మనకి. పాదాలతో సేవ అంటే దాస్య భావం, అది లైక్ ఎ సర్వెంట్. సో దాంతో స్టార్ట్ చేస్తే తర్వాత మనకి ఒకవేళ క్వాలిఫైడ్ అవుతే సఖ్య భావం, అంటే ఫ్రెండ్ లాగా, గోపబాయ్ లాగా అలాంటి అవకాశం ఇస్తారు. లేకపోతే మాధుర్య భావంలో గోపీ భావంతో అంత అలాంటి భక్తి ఇస్తారు. యాక్చువల్గా ఒక ఆచార్య, నాకు ఆ పేరు గుర్తు రావట్లేదు కానీ, ఆచార్య స్వామివారిని ఎలా ఆరాధించేవాళ్ళంటే ఒక భార్యగా ఆరాధించేవాళ్ళు. So there is one acharya, I'm not remembering the name, but he used to worship Krishna like his wife. Because this acharya,
మీరాబాయి తన కృష్ణుడు భర్తగా అనుకుంది అలాగా.
So because he is a man, this acharya is in a male body. So he was in the mood of worshipping Krishna as his wife. Very interesting.
Okay.
Usually the ladies, they may have like Goda Devi, Mirabai, and many other stories we hear where these Vaishnavis, the lady devotees, the Vaishnavis, they worshipped Krishna as their husband or lover. So like that, the ladies can have that mood. But this acharya, very interestingly, he worshipped Krishna as his wife. So But before we can get that opportunity, first we have to start worshipping or serving the lotus feet. That is one meaning. That is one way to understand that. Another way to understand when we say serving lotus feet, because everything is at the lotus feet. All the happiness is in the lotus feet. Hari charana smaranamrute na tulyam. Kulshekar Alvar says in Mukundamala Stotra. Hari charana smarana amrita na tulyam. అంటే ఆ శ్రీహరి యొక్క పాదాల స్మరణ చేసుకుంటే దానికి మించింది ఇంకా లేదు, దాని సరి సమానంగా ఇంకా ఏది లేదు. అంటే ఆ పాదాల్లోనే అంతా ఉంది అని.
మరి 2 థీరీస్ ఉంటాయి. మేల్ గాడ్స్ నేమో పాదాల నుంచి పైకి చూడమంటారు, ఫిమేల్ గాడ్స్ నేమో పైనుంచి కిందకి చూడమంటారు. ఎందుకని?
ఫిమేల్ డైటీస్ ని పైనుంచి కింద చూడమంటారు,
ముఖం నుంచి పాదాల వరకు చూడమంటారు, కీర్తించమంటారు, అదే ఆరాధించమంటారు. కానీ మేల్ గాడ్స్ వచ్చి పాదాల నుంచి ముఖానికి వెళ్ళమంటారు. ఈజ్ దేర్ ఎనీ వాట్ ఈస్ ది లాజిక్ బిహైండ్?
ఓకే, నేను వెళ్ళలేదు ఎప్పుడు, ఇది ఫస్ట్ టైం వింటున్నాను అలాగా.
లేదు, ఇది మన కీర్తనలు పద్యాలు కూడా అలాగే ఉంటాయని కూడా చెప్తూ ఉంటారు.
ఓకే,
ఎనీ టైమ్ ఐ హెడ్ దట్.
ఓకే, ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్.
ఆ లాజిక్ తెలియలేదు కానీ వినటం అయితే చాలా సార్లు విన్నాను నేను.
కానీ ప్రభుజీ మూక పంచసతిలో పాదార వింద శతకం నుంచి కదా స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. అంటే పాదాల నుంచి కదా అమ్మవారి
కరెక్ట్. అంటే అతను 5 రకాల శతకాలు రాస్తాడు. అది